Hi everybody. It's been a while since I created a video. Thanks for your patience. So it's just something I haven't ingrained in myself and gotten a habit into. So my name is Grace Bell. I'm the author of Grace Notes and Eating Peace Notes and Videos. Here I am again today, and I thought how perfect that I skipped a few weeks on creating a weekly video, because isn't that what happens when it comes to shifts in food and eating, or changes that we're making in life, or something that we know we're committed to doing, and then somehow it slips out the back door and you kind of forget and then go, oh yeah, that's right, I was going to make a video. I knew that I wanted to make a video. Now I know it's not exactly the same. I know that when you feel an urge to change or alter something about your food and eating behavior, diet, of course, brings on a lot of pain. But something even as small as this, some people your reference or your attitude towards it, your view of it, like here it is, I said I was going to do something, and as it turns out I'm not doing it, as I take that bite of whatever it is that usually sends me into even feeling physically bad or eating more of it, or some sort of craving is set up. That is just such a common pattern. Everyone's experienced that, even people who don't have enormous tidal wave like experiences with food and eating and go on binges around food. People experience, a decision to not do something and plan on doing something else and have it not really work out quite perfectly the way they envisioned, right? I mean, it's a huge issue, what it's all about. So I just thought I'd mention a little bit today about how you could be very forgiving and accepting of yourself, and as you limp along, and how your future plans for how you're going to be from now on don't always work out. So one way to do that is something that I love talking about and I share with from time to time when I'm teaching a more in-depth class. And that is this cycle of breaking your word, breaking what you want to do. That happens first. In religious terminology, it can be called a sin. Then you feel guilty, horrible, wrong, bad, depressed, upset, discouraged. And then you decide what you're going to do about this state of badness, and you make up for it in some way. Punishment. So that cycle, very familiar to people. You certainly do not have to have any kind of upbringing in a religious context, but it fits well to speak of it that way. Sin, guilt, punishment. That cycle can lock you into a circle of staying in that realm without being able to see your way out of it, like you're riding a roller coaster ride, like one of those little kids, not roller coaster, those little kids spinning around things in the playground that now I can't go on because it makes me feel too sick. Spin, 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 and you can't really get off of it without hurting yourself. So you got to slow the whole thing down. That's the only thing you need to do, is slow the whole thing down, and it will just, if you don't give it any more fuel or any more energy, it will just slow itself down and come to a rest. How do you do that? Well, I love this Einstein quote. Einstein said, you've all heard it. It's, if you are trying to solve a problem while staying in the same way of looking at it, how does he say it? Let's see. I've got that. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. So you actually have to look at things differently than in that same little merry-go-round, spinny thing of sin, guilt, and punishment. And one of the best ways to do it is just to stop yourself when you feel especially the guilty stage. So most people think you need to stop yourself before you commit the sin, right? You need to stop yourself and set up this whole plan and go on a diet and make your resolution. And we know, although that doesn't really work, because you're not addressing the urges and feelings that are underlying the surface of why you want to do this thing in the first place. But just stop on the guilty part. See what happens. See what happens if you question the belief I did it wrong. I am wrong. I made a mistake. I am a mistake. I'm screwed up. There's something wrong with me. Turn that around. Turn that around. Stop. You have just as much of a right, you have just as much of a ability, capacity to understand and be with life and be with food and eating as anyone else. Just because you are born and you're alive in a human body, you have a mouth and you have a stomach, you have a body and a digestive system. Because you have that, you are capable and able in finding balance with it. And something very, very interesting has happened that makes you come out of balance. And it's not a fault of your own, this I that you think you are, that is wrong. So just stop and question that. I'll say more about that in the future videos. But stop there, try that first. If you turn it around, the opposite is, there is nothing wrong with me. I have everything right inside of me. I did it right. I mean, how incredible to find the advantages for the way it's gone and the way you've done it so far. Even that binge that you took that seems so troubling to you, what if it actually served a purpose? The best purpose that you could come up with at the time based on what you're believing and what's ongoing and all your past life experiences that are happening. That was the best choice you could have made. So you made it. All right? So take care of yourself today. Just be gentle. Just stop with the thing that you've committed some kind of sin and now you deserve punishment. Take that part of the equation of those 3 spinny circle things out, and the thing might begin to go just a little more slowly. You haven't done anything wrong. This whole relationship to food and eating is serving some kind of inner fire. Who knows what it is, why we get it, how it manifests in the way, but you're not alone. So many of us have this experience. Just remember that, okay? All right. Love you all. Happy holidays. Bye. Talk to you next time.